Hey everybody, good morning. It's what is the date today, Steve? The 8th. Today's September 8th, everybody, and it's a beautiful day out here. It's cloud covered, but it's wonderful. Here's the sun up over there, and it's a beautiful day up in the Great Upper Peninsula of Michigan here, and we got a lot going on for you today to show you and learn with you. And what we're doing here is this is a fish net that I acquired, and I bought off a guy. So we're wrapping the plants is what we're doing. We're watering. We just got a lot going on right now, and we're looking at some really beautiful monster plants here, guys, and they need to be wrapped in this fish line. And this is the first year that I've ever used fish line, and I'm just loving it. It's working wonderful. I'll show you. As you can see the fish lines on there, and you just put it, you rip a hole in it, put it through the buds, work it around places where it needs to be worked around, and it really is working out good. And then you just, you put if you got another guy like I do today with Steve helping me, you have him walk it that way and just lay it right down and then cut it, and yeah, it's really working good. As you can see, this one I got on here is a little this is a volleyball net, guys, that I found that I just put on there too. So any nets you got will work, any kind of netting will work, because that's what I was doing with my string, was making a net anyway. I'd wrap it around and then tie it all together and it would support it. So this is really a blessing, and it's so much easier, and it's going to be so much more comfortable for these plants to be held up in their weight, and they're not going to get, it's going to do a lot of different things. It's going to hold the weight of the bud, and it's going to keep the buds from rubbing each other, because as you can see, watch, it'll move as a whole unit now. And we just put it on there, so it's going to tighten up. The branches will move and it'll grab it and it'll tighten itself up. It's going to self-tighten. But I just put that on there, and I did a little bit. We got to come back to it. And you can see it's kind of, I got to stretch it down under here, get this bud some support, on the bottom. Not that it probably needed it, as long as this branch here is supported, because this is the main for that branch. So, as long as something like that, tear a hole in it, put it underneath there, and you're good. It's going to support. Look at this whole branch is one now. It can't, and it's going to keep it away from each other and not rub and get that bud damage that the special queen got last year and turned a lot of people off with. It looks like mold, but it's not. It's bud damage. And I guess it's mold too, because it kind of molds and turns brown. It doesn't so much mold, it just dies and turns black. But I guess it molds too, if you want to call it mold. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. I call it wind damage. And yeah, it's a form, a little bit of mold. It does mold if it dies, and it's still on the plant. So, and when it dries, it looks black like mold, and it looks like shit. So yeah, look at, guys, the whole plant will move as one. And as it's doing all that, it's going to tighten up. It'll catch, here and there, and it'll tighten up for the other branches, and it will get some really good support. So I'm really excited about that. And look, I was getting some damage over here from animals. We're eating it back here, hiding back in this long grass. I pulled all this grass and stuff, so it ain't so warm and inviting for them, around there and here along this boat and stuff. And they're eating it right here. You can see where it's all clipped to shit. You see where they ate the fucking leaf right off the stem there. Rabbits doing that. That's really the first time I ever had any rabbits do anything, but they're just back here hiding where they, feel safe, eating away. But they ain't hurting nothing. It ain't like there was gonna be a shit ton there anyways, but they ain't gonna hurt nothing on that plant. They definitely ain't gonna kill the plant unless they cut through the stalk, around the stalk somehow. But that'll stop that too. Now, they ain't gonna want to get tangled in this, but I want to keep it. This one I'm gonna let hang right there where they're eating. But on the rest of it, I'm going to pull it up off the ground so my dog don't get caught in it and tangled and tear the whole fucking plant apart before it's over and do a bunch of damage to them all and wreck them. So I got to be careful of that. Animals getting tangled in them too, you know. But it'll protect them. It'll keep the buds from breaking, the branches from ripping off, and it'll stop that bud damage from the wind. And also what we're doing today is we're watering. We're going to give them some super secret sauce that's got all my organic nutrients in it that I've been building up. And it's probably going to be the last time I feed them out of the watering jug over here, the super secret sauce, because it's getting cold in the water. It makes the water really cold, and then it makes your microbes cold in your dirt when you water them. So I like to give them good fresh warm water out of the tap that's coming, you know, and they ain't sitting outside out here freezing with ice on it. So I filled this up. The rest of the way was half full, and I did pour a little bit of bud and bloom in there, not much, just the rest of that small box that I had, so it wasn't much. So I gave them 1 box of bud and bloom. It would be all together, and this ran over, so I didn't even get it all. I forgot the water was on and it ran over for a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna give them this today. Give them, I don't know, probably 4 buckets each, and grab this and carry it over there. I'm going that way now. And so I'm gonna give them probably about 4 buckets of this water each, and then I'm just gonna feed them water that's hopefully not freezing cold, you know. So yeah, so that's what I'm up to today, guys, and go over and see how Steve's doing on this, and just show you how he works his magic on these plants. This one needs it yet, Steve? This needs a net yet, this one?
Yep.
Okay. It sure is a pretty plant. Is it starting to bud or anything? Hey,
Yeah, it's starting to bud out.
Oh yeah.
See there?
Yeah, you can see how it's starting to bud out and form, lay down its layers, inner nodes. Yeah.
This is probably a better example right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like a tie look, ain't it? Kind of a top. It's literally a sparse looking top. It ain't like I don't know, that one over there. Let's compare it to, you know, just a thick top. So it's going to be more smaller colas. It ain't going to be as big colas as them early plant over there. This will be about the size of the main cola, about 6 inches, 8 inches probably before it's over. Maybe you might get a couple that are a foot. But yeah, it's going to be a different kind of bud than them early plants, a big solid bud. It's going to be lots of buds. It's going to be lots of smaller buds and inner nodes and stuff. So Steve's taking some of them leaves off to let some of the light in through there, and wind and stuff, and that way it'll get down to the bottoms there and reflect better too, get through the plant, and then it'll reflect back up, because I'm a firm believer that plant sucks light in on through the bottom of its leaf too, so it catches the reflection up through the bottom. Obviously that plant over there, guys, didn't do any jack squat until I put them rocks there and opened it up and took some of the older dead leaves off so it could get going. It couldn't grow with them dead leaves on. Well, they weren't dead, they were just done, you know, and blocking light to the ones that needed to get growing so it could grow. But look at this plant, it's right up to that line now. It's past that, it's up there now. Look at that, guys. You know, I've been watching it, and it was way the fuck down here. If you look in the older videos, you'll see that this plant here really didn't do nothing until I put that rock and all that reflecting shit under it. It was just sitting there. It's one of them special queens, and that's what they do, though. That's cheers, guys. Cheers to you. This is some Skywalker I'm smoking. It's really good. It's still fresh as fuck. Like the day I put it in the vac seals and jars, nice and sealed up, but it's a perfect amount of moisture. It has gotten a little drier from opening them and stuff, but they're just fresh as the day that I put them in there. So this is some Royal Skywalker I'm smoking. I don't have much left of any of it. Gave most of it away, you know, and smoked it, shared it with my friends. So I got a little bit left, you know, more personal smoke than anything, you know, just for myself, not for myself. but I always have enough to share, that's for sure. This here, guys, is the so cheers bong hits. This one's to you because this is the plant you sent, the seed for me to grow. I hope it's up to your standards. I don't know if you grew any of them, bong hits, but shout out to you, buddy. I grew one of them. I actually grew your autoflowers too, and they did look nice. They were nice plants and nothing wrong with them. I just gave them away to some friends for some help that they gave me, a couple of rides and stuff that they helped me with. So I was like, here, you can have these, because I don't need them. And then the one that I did harvest, I gave half to one of my neighbors and half to the other. So I shared it with people. So this is your lemon tree. I'm not sure if that's the whole name, but damn, man, I'm wondering if it's gonna bud though. It better get budding. It looks like it's starting to pre-bud. It's starting to lay down its inner nodes, as you can see. So I think it's gonna be okay. It's just gonna be a late plant like that Northern Lights was last year, high in sativa, and be some fucking killer shit. It's got a pretty nice stalk on it. I don't know, it's in the worst mound for sun and stuff, so it's got a pretty nice stalk. Show you this side. There's this side view. Zoom you in. There you go. I think my lens is dirty. Let me wipe my lens. I just cleaned it last night, but a lot could happen in a few hours. So yeah, okay. I don't know if you get a better view now or not, but so getting back to this plant, I took a bunch of these kind of leaves off it and opened it up so it could grow again, and it did take off. It just needed a little help. It needed to get all that sick shit off it, because if a plant's got a bunch of sick shit on it, it's gonna think it's sick. You got to get that old junky ass growth out of here. Here's the stalk for this one. It ain't too bad for a small plant, I'll tell you that. See how I buried that? You can see how I buried that stalk. That's because it'll root. That stalk's probably got roots on it now, and it rooted itself, and that's just more of a good root system. And if that branch has got its own root system, they usually become monsters. But and it supports the weight. You get your bottom branch down on the bottom, and that helps support the weight. When the branch pushes down, you can see how it goes down to the ground there. I'll zoom in on it for you. You can see I'll push down on the branch here. You can see how it hits the ground, and that's going to support that whole branch right here. That, and then this branch is going to support your main, or whatever branch is under that. And that really helps, guys, if you can get that bottom branch all the way down to the ground. I've read in books that it says, that's just something I poured on the plant, probably, or bird shit.
Those are eggs.
Huh?
There's eggs on it. Those are little eggs from something.
I don't know. I can't see it, but it looks like bird shit on it. I don't know. But we could look at it under one of our lights, under the microscope,
that's
or I got that eyepiece if you want to set it somewhere and look at it later, see what it is. I can't see it. I don't have my glasses on. But yeah, this plant, like I was saying though, if you can get them bottom branches next to the ground to grow into the ground like that, or plant them right down into the ground, if you got a bigger plant and the branches are like that, sometimes you can just bury them right in the ground. That's what I like to do, and I'm sure I did some of them. I'm not sure if I got that done this year or not, and actually buried the branches, but I like to do that and bury the bottom branches, and that helps support your plant, and it saves a ton of work, and it saves a ton of bud getting ruined, and a ton of plants from getting destroyed. So that's really in my opinion. Sorry, I lighting my joint. In my opinion, that's a professional grow tip, and really good advice, a really good thing to know. Because I've read, getting back to what I was saying, I've read in books to say don't do that. They say don't plant that or it'll kill your plant. I've never seen it hurt a fucking thing. These are weeds, and they go crazy. It just, I've never seen it hurt the plant, and I've read that in professional grow books, and I thought that myself after I read it. I thought it to be true, but from experimenting to see how plants grow and what they'll take and what they'll do and what they won't do and stuff like that on my own, that's a fucking myth. Plant them branches down into the ground even if you can, because I've never had it hurt a plant. The only thing I've ever seen it do is turn that branch into a plant itself, like these. Let me see if I got any of these ones down under. Yeah, you can see where right? You can see I planted it down right into the ground, and branches. Look at this one's really down in there. This one here. That one right here. So, that's going to support that. Look at I'm pushing down on it. It ain't even moving. That's what you want right there. This is the results you'll get when you do stuff like that. Right there, a monster. That plant's over 7 foot tall. How tall are you?
5'11".
He's 5'11". I'm 5'7". Yeah, so he's 5'11". 1 inch away from 6 foot, so that's all over 7. It's probably as tall as that Northern Light got last year. That fat banana over here is a pretty tall plant too. This one here, it's got that big tall cola. Yeah, just some really, really nice plants this year. You guys want to go see the this fat banana? My version of the fat banana. It would just come off a seed that come off the fat banana, but who knows what it was, what it got bred with. Here's a bottom bud. This is a very bottom bud, guys. Pretty nice. That's a beautiful bud by any standard. It don't matter I don't care who you are, who you're growing. This is a nice, beautiful bottom branch. This plant here, all the buds on it get big, even the bottom ones. It's a great variety. I've grown this kind of type of plant lots of times, and I've always wished that I had the clone to it so I could regrow it, because this is a beauty. Look at the size of that cola up there, guys. That's a log bud forming. That there's a log bud, my peoples. Here's a look through the sky. Here's a look through the sky at that one. Sky background. Really beautiful variety of a plant, that's for sure. I would if I had just this to grow, I could be happy with it, because even though it's an early plant, but we gotta wait and see what it smokes like. I know it has a really pretty smell, sweet smell, like candy, cotton candy. Really pretty smell to it. It's gonna be really tasty. Get a good cure on it, guys, and woo 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 la la la. Look the fuck out. Yeah, this is the this one here this is this side of the fat banana. I'll give you a look around it. Walk all the way around that bad boy, that bad girl. Yes, sir. I'm gonna wrap her in some fish net, and she's gonna be good. She's a monster. This one's always my biggest plant, but I put that new mound in this year. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what they do, because they got another month. They got to October, even November if the weather stays good. Keep getting tangled up in that stupid line I got laying all over the yard. But yeah, if the weather stays good, we got up until November. Here's a look at this bad boy, this bad girl. Look at the size of this monster. Them two are competing, and This is an LIAA, and that LIAA right there is competing with the fat banana, and this is an LIAA. The three big ones, this one, and this big one here, LIAA skunks. And I'm really excited about it because I fucking just had it with the sweet bud variety where there's just so it's really easy to lose your smell, and then with the sweet bud it's really easy to lose your smell curing it, you know. But that skunk, that good old fashioned skunk, that little stinky shit that used to go around back in the 90s, 80s, it's pretty hard to lose that smell, even if you did dry it up too much, you know. You'd have to really fucking dry it to a nothing to lose all your smell. So, yeah. And it just, and I want to get that good cure on it to where it just, the chemicals react, Steve? The chemicals will all react and just become a sticky, gooey, stinky, beautiful bud that gets you ripped. It's got to get you high in the end. You know, it's got to look good. Then it's got to smell good when you're breaking it up. And then it's got to be fun to roll, pretty to roll. And when it's all chopped up, still got good, pretty colors in it and stuff. And then when you spin that joint and, you know, suck through it, it's got to have a good taste. You know, that experience you get, you know, that, you know. And then when you smoke it and take 4 or 5 hits, you got to get ripped. It's got to have it all, or it's not top shelf. It's not even bottom shelf. It don't even make bottom shelf if it don't have it all. It's got to be, you know, if you want really stinky shit. And I really don't care what you say about indoor, outdoor versus outdoors better. You can't match that sun. Look at that girl. Look at the sun coming up. You know, blasting on them plants. There's no light that can even come close. I don't care how many lights you blast on them. They can only take so much light and heat to begin with. But there's just nothing like the great outdoors to grow your weed in. And if you got it right, you ain't full of bugs. People, oh, they're full of mites and this and that. They are. This wind, how mites gonna stay in this wind anyway? You got to have a real infestation to get a infestation out here, because other critters keep stuff in check. And make sure we're still recording. All these good words lost, all this great intelligent, because the other things like the ladybugs are on there to keep stuff in check. And if you get this is the deal, when you're putting stuff outside, and if you get a really bad infestation of something and it ruins your shit, you probably already had that problem when you put them out. You probably already had white powder mildew on it when you put them out. You probably already had spider mites when you put them out, and they just grow with the plant. The population of it grows with the plant, and you can't get rid of it, and it just really covers it. But I've really not ever seen anything just destroy a plant that it got from outside. It doesn't get the septia till this time of the year when all them leaves start dropping and the pollen starts dropping. If you had septia before that covering your plants in white powder mildew, you brought that shit from indoors. And a great reason people usually get that from indoors is they brought it from outdoors and took clones after the septia dropped off their plants, or them plants already had it. But the moral and end of the story and point of the story is it's already had it on it, because shit keeps in check. You don't see all this shit get septia till it dies or till this drops. You know, if it ain't on there, it's not gonna be fucking loaded with it. It'll be normal, like, you know, where nature's keeping it in check. So it doesn't get full of stuff. Usually it doesn't. Unless, you know, if there's a big infestation of worms coming through a field, or fucking grasshoppers, I mean, a swarm of locusts fucking drop in and land on your shit and gobble it up, I mean, well, there you go. But under normal circumstances, in the flow of life out here, it's all in check. The only time I ever seen it like that is when I brought it from when I brought it from outdoors into my fucking grow room with clones, and then brought it out here with it already on it. If all you guys used that was with me last year, if you remember the septia that was on it the year before last, or the year before that, it might have been 2 years ago now, It was the year before last, 2 years ago. I had that same problem because I fucking took clones from outside. I'll never do it again. I won't even probably grow if that's the case. If I got to know it's already on there before I bring it out, it's got a problem. It just grows with the plant. That's all. Oh yeah, you're gonna check these out. Oh yeah, these are getting pretty nice, ain't they?
Yeah.
Every morning I look out at this plant and it's just doing better and better because it was the worst plant, Steve. This is my least favorite and it sat there for a long time and just a little bush. I could put my arms around it.
Right.
And I didn't like this seed when it popped. I didn't like the looks of the fucking. It grew in crinkly and like it really just grew in really. I don't like that pine tree. I've seen, it looks like a weed up from outside, one of them weed look. It had a shitty fucking crinkly look. And like this here, look at what this leaf is doing. See it, and it had that green coloring, the chlorophyll, like see how it's stagnated in there and just fucking shitty looking. I should have never growed it. It didn't look shitty looking, it just looked weird. So, but if I ever see it again, I'll know not to kill it because I should have killed the plant. But it was just a special queen, and I just let it grow and see what it did. And I didn't like the special queen variety to start with. It wasn't my favorite, and this is why. Well, versus that. This is what I want, not this. This is a great plant. That's the cookies. This is what I'm really looking for. This and this. And hopefully them varieties are still going with some other people that I gave clones to that they got growing so I can get a clone back. So I'm hoping that them clones are still going. Because I don't want to be sitting there next year again wondering what the plants are going to do. I want the plants that I put out, I want to know what they're already going to do. Like this one, if I can get the clone to this again or that one again, I already know they're going to be nice big monsters. And that cookies was everybody's favorite. And this is looking like a 3-4 pound plant. Really. What do you think, Steve? 3 pounds probably? Probably a 3-pounder. It should be if it makes it and buds nice. You know.
You easily get 3 pounds off of that.
Well, God willing, of course. But if it buds nice and does right, because it is a seed off my cookie plant. Right. I bought the seed from Royal Queen Seeds, and I grew it, the cookies, and that's the seed I found. So I started it, and I don't know what it bred with. I don't know if it bred with itself or if it bred with the Northern Lights. Who knows? You just don't know when you're working with the seed. One of the other plants from Morphodite, a bee fly from that plant to that plant. There you go. This one here's the Chem 91 skunk. One of my friends, Big Jack, picked this out. So he didn't get to grow none this year, unfortunately. I only had the 2. So, but he did pick this variety out. So, cheers, Big Jack. Cheers. I'll hold the phone a second.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't just shut it off.
Nope.
So yeah, what we're doing is just, this fish net really, you guys look at it, really goes right over top of the whole plant. It's really wide, It's got a good wide girth to it. It stretches right out over the plant, so it just lays right over top of it, goes from one end to the other end, and just slice it and pull it through. No tie, not all that tying and shit. And it's gonna work out really good, I think, and it seems to be. It's going on there nice. It looks like it's gonna. So, and I've been told to use stuff like that, but I would like to get me some setup where I can, like a volleyball net that's already pre-made and strong enough, the fish line for like a little nylon, a little thicker, that I can reuse, and then I can retie it together, just take it off in the fall as one piece best I can, you know, and maybe even put like weights on it, like a board on one side, you know, 4 boards or something, or a teepee, you know, on the ground, to where you just lay your things down and it holds it and it cover your whole thing, and then your plant can grow up. But I don't think you want to put this stuff on too early either, because your buds will start. I just don't think it's a good idea to put it on too early, because then it's got to grow through it and stuff too much. And it just depends. If you put it on maybe when it was about this much shorter, and then let these main branches grow up into it, but you got to make sure your holes are big enough, because your plant does grow in the bud. You don't want it to start cutting buds. You know, your bud will get this big, you know, and your hole's only that big. Well, guess what's going to happen? You know, it's going to ruin your buds, and then it's going to be hard to get the shit out of the buds. So, you know, it's not going to come without its price. Nothing ever does. You know, it's going to be some work to it to get it back off the plants and make sure that you don't get that shit in the bud. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be better than last year, because of the string that I had and used was fucking yarn, and little pieces of it come off. And then on top of that, the guy who I had mow my lawn blew fucking
Grass.
stuffed animal grass up in it, stuffed animal fuzz from inside the stuffed animals all over in the air, and it fucking stuck all over them. So yeah, and then he also probably, I'm sure he faced the lawnmower in towards the plants instead of facing it out, so it don't blow all over him, and made sure of that. I'm sure he took some pride in that job. Unbelievable. So I had that fuzz all over it, and then I had pieces of yarn here and there. So this year I'm not going to have that, and it's going to be, you learn. You know, that's what we're here to do, guys. We're here to learn and learn together. And I wish I didn't had time to go through my videos that I erased, because there was some good videos in there. But we all seen them, and that's cool. The teachers seen them, we seen them, state cops, city cops seen them, you know, upset team, I'm sure all seen them. So we can move on from that and start new ones for them to see, and us to see and learn from. And, you know, we go through over a lot of stuff anyways. You repeat a lot of stuff for people that are just joining in the channel, and people that didn't see that or didn't get it. And there's a lot of different scenarios that can come up, guys, that just will take the same ending and the same solution, but a different ordeal, you know, or a little different, whatever. So and I forget a lot of stuff myself, and I have to remember, relearn, and be like, oh yeah, I already fucking knew that I was gonna do that. I did that 5 times already. Forgot, you know. So yeah. So we relearn, you know, we learn, and it's, you know, it's a good community we've built here. And, you know, you guys, if it wasn't for you watching and being interested, we wouldn't have a channel at all. So I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping in, watching my shit show, and, you know, and trying to learn with me, you know, commenting and being like, look, this is what I know, and or whatever, or, you know. And it's a lot of fun. I wish I had more time for it. That's all. I just really wish I had more time. You know, I know my videos are unedited, but they're raw. You get it as raw. I don't watch the videos again. I just do them and post them. I don't have time to make them, let alone edit them, watch them. I really wish I did, because it could be a lot better show. But it is what it is, and I got Steve here gonna be here and there, and help out. So that should help, and we can make a little better video like we did today. I guess thanks for tuning in, guys. I got to get back to this netting, and it takes a lot of time to make these videos, and stop and do it. You know, it takes time. It just out of what I'm doing. You know, half hour. I could probably have had these wrapped by now if I went to made a video. So, you know that I do give. I give my time, my energy for you, and for myself. I, you know, something to do. It gives me, and it's a good hobby I like to do, you know. So, and if anybody wants to make any donations, you can at Cash App, Shane, $Shane 283. At Cash App, you got $5, buck, whatever, $2. It all helps. We need stuff like this fish net ain't free, and you know, shit like that. We gotta buy. So if anybody wants to help out, if you can, I know I don't really have a lot either, you know. But if we give a little bit, you know, it always comes back some way or another, you know, if we give from the heart. So, you know, have a good day, guys. Thanks for joining in. Me and Steve appreciate it. Have a good day.
For you that didn't catch it, I am Steve. I am Shane's helper. I help him do a few things here and there. I'm helping him with the netting today. And I also appreciate all you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a good day. God bless, and keep tuning in. Thank you.